Introduction to Office Software, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint using Windows 11. Chapter 1, Introduction. From the name computer, you might get the idea that computer is principally for calculating or computing. And the earliest computers were primarily calculators, but they have evolved. They've become devices capable of much more than just calculations. They've become information processing devices. Now, the information that a computer is going to process has to be organized. It has to be stored as a computer file, usually on some secondary storage device. Computer file, then, is a construct for recording and storing data on a computer storage device. There are lots of different kinds of computer files. The different kinds of files are used for different purposes. It can be used to store pictures, text messages, videos, computer programs, or lots of other kinds of data. And some kinds of files can store several different kinds of information at once. These are multimedia files. Files are given names that identify them. File names normally have two parts, two components, a name and an extension. Name dot extension. The extension identifies what kind of a file it is, and the name identifies which file it is. Files that have extension .exe are files that can be executed. Notepad.exe is a file that you can execute running Notepad program to edit other files. A file with extension txt is going to be a text file, possibly created by Notepad program. A file with extension docx is probably created by Microsoft Word. A file with extension xlsx is probably a spreadsheet created by the Excel program. There are lots and lots of different kinds of extensions that are used for identifying different kinds of files, what kind of data is going to be in the files, what programs created them, what they're used for. There are computer programs like Notepad, Word, Excel that can open and modify and save other computer files. The files are organized in order for users to use the computer, they have to communicate with it. There have to be an interface between the user and the computer, a user interface. Most common kind of user interface now is a graphical user interface, or GUI. Graphical user interfaces involve several elements that are represented by icons, little pictures that display on the screen. They are associated with elements in the system, programs, files, and the images the icons are designed to give the user an idea what it is it represents. Makes it easier to remember the things that are available. The user interacts with these icons and with other elements in the system using a pointing device. A mouse is the most common kind of pointing device. The pointing device controls the position of a pointer on the screen. When the user moves the mouse along a flat surface, the mouse senses the movement and moves the pointer, causes the computer to move the pointer up, down, left, right. Now the pointer most commonly is an arrow, but there are other shapes that it can take. An I-beam or a finger or others. Your mouse typically has at least two buttons, a left button and a right button, and most now have a wheel in the middle that can also be used as a button. When the pointer is, we can open the file window by clicking on the File Explorer icon in the taskbar. When we click on the File Explorer icon, a file window opens. A file window is divided into three parts: a ribbon, a navigation pane, and a display window. Ribbon, navigation pane, display window. The ribbon enables you to perform layout and formatting tasks. Exactly what it looks like is going to depend on several factors. The most important factors being which elements are active, which elements have been selective, elements in the navigation pane and display window. Probably the most important element in the file system is the new icon. This new icon is active. In the example here, it's not active, it's gray. The new icon is active when a directory is selected. We can only create something new in a directory, so we have to identify the directory where the new icon the new entity will exist. The new icon lets us create several different kinds of items. To create a new directory, first of all, it has to be created in an existing directory. So, if we're going to use the new folder option for creation, then you're going to have an active directory in your display window to serve as a parent directory. To see how you're activating a directory, I'll go down to slide 1222. Assuming we have an active directory, then we click on the new folder icon, and that creates a new directory in the active directory. The new directory has default name new folder. Probably not the greatest choice of names. So, since the name is active for entry, all we have to do is type a new name for the directory, and that will be assigned the new name. New folder. Here we have a default directory named new folder. I'm going to rename it preferred name. Enter, and there is a new directory empty with the name preferred name. Now, from time to time, we will want to delete a directory. The way to do that is to navigate to where we can see it, where its icon is displayed, either in the navigation pane or in a display window. Right-click on the icon, put the cursor on the icon, and press and release. Recycle bin should be emptied periodically, otherwise you'll fill up your hard disk. The navigation pane is used to access locations. Navigation pane. You can access folders, drives, other locations on the network. In the navigation pane, there's going to be a list of directory identifiers, and most, although not all, are going to be marked with the folder icon. There are very often going to be more directories than you can show in one navigation pane. And your navigation pane is going to have a scroll bar on the right-hand side. You can drag the scroll bar up and down to change the collection of entities displayed in the navigation pane. Where is one that has a few okay, now we have quite a few, and we can drag the scroll bar up and down to see different collections. Each directory in the navigation pane has a name written beside it on the right, the name of the directory, and many of them are going to have a little arrow on the left pointing to the folder. When there is an display window, shows the files and subdirectories that are contained in the directory that's selected in the navigation pane, also identified in the address bar. It can be displayed in several different formats. The view icon lets you choose which format. Most common of the formats are the details format and the medium icons format. View, medium icons, details. Details format was just shown. Lists, files, and directories in groups. Each group is a list of entries in alphabetical order. The directories are one group, and the files are the other group. Details format also shows the date of the last modification and the kind of element and the sizes of the files. Files, directories, and files. Date modified, type of file, and how big it is. The medium icons format shows files and directories, but only as icons. It shows less information than the details format, but it makes it